Here we go. Let's do it. Valentine's Day. Forrest coming at you. February 14th, 2021. Live stream. We're going to talk about The Walking Dead. I guess Valentine's Day. World Beyond. Fear the Walking Dead. Whatever you want to talk about, guys. Post your comments in the live chat. Super chats are always welcome. We'll just wait for this thing to get rolling, load up, connect, have everything there. Mic looks good. Transfer looks good. This and that looks good. But how we doing, guys? So what's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eyebrow, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about this live stream. And happy Valentine's Day 2021. So we'll just wait for more people to join in here because, I want to talk about a couple things with the channel and the comments and the people and everything in there too. So hopefully we'll be rocking and rolling for the next hour. If you guys play Fortnite, there is a team battle thing going on where you can get some free, I think it's just a spray, some different battle axe thing and a couple other stuff. But I'm actually in Chopsticks group. You pick a different group. It's like you go in fn.gg/team battles. So it's Fortnite, battles is when you pick someone. And my group is in, like I said, Chopsticks. She's either from New Zealand or Australia. And I just picked it randomly. And I was like, we'll go with this one. And I think right now we're in second place in the region. And you do different things and the stuff comes in pretty good. And you should definitely check it out. If you haven't done it and you didn't join something, because once you join a group, you're already in that group. You can't leave. So if you want to join, you have a good shot at winning some different stuff. If we get first place, we get all 5 things. If we get second place, we get 4, 3, 2, 1, just like that. But it's pretty cool. Chopsticks is the one I'm in, and it's a pretty cool group, and there's definitely stuff in there. But sorry, I just want to put that out there. If anybody wants to get some free stuff, potentially join in there, and we'll be good there for it too. So I just saw Lindsay's reply in the comment section on the post. I'm going to be doing more posts too, different things like I said, happy Valentine's Day, and was like, I said something about thank you to my PT peeps, my patrons, my members, my subscribers, everybody. And I love saying that because I love giving a shout out to you guys. I appreciate it on there too. Let me answer Milton's question. Hey, Bri, do you think Ezekiel could take a lot of the Rick story in the Commonwealth arc? I'm not sure. I think so. I think that Ezekiel staying alive was good because it helps out with Rick going away and the story that's there. And since he's going to be there, he's going to probably be a part of it. Maybe he has a romance with Princess. Maybe he connects with a Commonwealth story arc and building stuff for there. Because, Eugene's going to be with Stephanie and Ezekiel could be the Rick stuff. I think it's a good possibility for sure. That's a good thing too. So, but ultimately, guys, I just want to say that thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate everybody just taking their time to be here. My subscribers, my members, my, everybody, my moderators, everybody that's involved with the channel that supports it. And, it's tough when you write comments. Like right now I can talk, you can tell emotion, you can tell if I'm happy or sad or pissed off or whatever it is, right? It's obvious. You can see an interaction face to face. But when there's text and there's comments and there's written words, you don't know if someone's joking or not, if they're being funny or they're trolling or whatever on there too, right? So some people are like, if you disagree with me, it's a problem, right? There's people that disagree all the time. And it's how you text or how you comment in the text with disagreeing. Like if you're like, oh, you're stupid, you're this, and cursing at me and all this stuff, that's clearly a disagreement, but it's in a way that's combative. I have zero tolerance for hate on this channel. If they're going to hate here, they can go hate somewhere else. And they do. They hate me on Reddit. They hate me here. They hate me there on the channels. And that's cool. But they also love me on Reddit and love me there and love me on channels. And they love me around there too. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop commenting and replying because people take things the wrong way. But not everybody takes it the wrong way. So there was a lot of support. And then there was people saying this and that about different things. And, some people said some great points. Like I should just put it on blast what people have said. And I have proof of what people said. When people post something there, I got it captured. Boom, done. So we can bring that up. We cannot. And it was funny because people bring some stuff up and they say, oh, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you the majority. I'm gonna be what's the silent majority is saying. And maybe it's true. Maybe it's the silent majority, but it's one person and there was like 8 people liked it. So it was the hateful 8 or the -9, whatever you want to call it. And I was like, that's pretty interesting. But if it's 8, 9 people out of thousands of people that watch my videos, I'll take that. That's really not a big amount of people at all. Like 9, 10 people out of thousands and thousands of people, that's a very low percentage. But, I talk about stuff that's relevant, and it's funny when it's like a common thing on Reddit, I guess, that people like to say, you choose quantity over quality. Well, I don't think I've done that. I think I've had a lot of videos that have been high quality. So, and also the fact is, if people don't watch the video, you don't have to. People don't have to watch every video that's there, that comes out. It doesn't have to be there. It's not a big thing, right? It's like if you see something, like if you're a subscriber to a channel and there's like, if you follow a bunch of different YouTubers and it costs nothing to be a subscriber. It's not like, oh, it cost me $5 to be a subscriber to this, right? So you're like, oh, I'm not interested in that video. Like I follow Vice or a couple of different people on YouTube, and I follow a bunch of things. I'm a subscriber for a bunch of different channels. If the topic doesn't interest me, I don't watch it. But I don't write to them, you're slipping, man. You're just not in it anymore. I can tell you're not there because your videos, your heart's just not in it, dude. I can tell. Yeah, because this guy's a clinical psychologist and he knows me and he can tell by anything from a YouTube video, right? From a 4, 5, 6, 10-minute long YouTube video if my heart's not in it. I make videos because my heart's in it. If I wasn't making videos, I would stop making videos and I would go do something else. I already do a multitude of things, plus make videos. And I think it's probably not anybody in this live stream, but I think I've been doing this for 6 years and, more relatively in the past 3, 4 years, more full time. But it's interesting because I think people get taken for granted when they're at a job or they're in a relationship or they're around people all the time. Be like, oh, I'm just expected to do that, right? I'm expected to have daily awesome videos. And then I post a video and the person doesn't like it. So then it's like, oh man, he's slipping. His videos are terrible. And then there's been people that come out and they say, oh, well, he's doing these kind of videos. I'm not going to watch him anymore. Unsubbed. Great. Then leave. Like, don't say like unsubbed, then draw a big thing. Boom. Later, right? Out of here. But it's just people drawing on. And I love the people too that say, this show's still on? Because it's like, yeah, obviously it's on. And the person coming to a Walking Dead YouTube channel and be like, yes, it's clearly on, right? So at the end of the day, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be on that. And, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to take away from people who want interaction, that want to talk and want to have things there too. And someone was like, you can just turn off the comments. Well, I don't want to do that because I want people to be able to comment to each other, like everybody in here in the chat or in the video. There's a lot of people that talk to each other here because of that, right? Awesome stuff. So the big thing is that I want to leave it open and I want to do that. And I'm going to, select my comments that I want to write back. And the people that, want to have interactions, they ask me a question, then I'm going to answer it. I'm not going to like hinder myself for people who want to have interaction. And I don't want to like discount that because it's a big thing. It's a big thing to have interaction with people, whether it's in person or online or in social media or comments or whatever on there too. So, that being said, I'm just going to choose wisely, I guess, who I reply to. So let me see, Milton. Brad, do you think the guy from the trailer who was talking to Alicia is with someone who knows her from before? I don't know. I don't know what Fear the Walking Dead is going to do. And that's a big thing because Fear the Walking Dead has been all over the place. Because when characters that we think should be on the show for a long, long, long time, if not the end, they're done. They die. Or they're not on the show, like Madison, right? Season 4, episode 8, haven't seen her since then. When the Fear the Walking Dead returns, season 6, episode 8 comes back, it's been 2 full seasons since the last time we saw Madison. Nick went away. He was one of my favorite characters. I like Nick. I like Daniel. Daniel went away, but then came back, and it was like a big thing for all that, too. So the big thing about Fear the Walking Dead is I don't know what they're doing with that show. I would love for Walker and Crazy Dog to come back. I would love for the Proctors to come back. That's probably mean they're not going to come back, right? Luciana is probably a character that I think can get killed off, and it won't hurt the show one bit. She's probably going to make it to the end. That's just how it works with a lot of these shows and a lot of this cast there too. So I don't know what the end game is for Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know if they're still filming season 6, the finale, if they started season 7 on there too, because there's been conflicting reports. So the other thing is I shoot it to you straight, guys. When I get information, I want to share it with you. But the haters and the people will be like, he's posting too many videos. He's choosing quantity over quality. Well, The Walking Dead is in filming season, so we're going to have a bunch of videos. And when I get videos, or get information, I share it with you. I'm going to post a video about the, potentially the Commonwealth scenario, the location being filmed at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And then if I get another thing talking about C. Thomas Howell, which I thought was interesting, by the way, guys, when, where was it? 2 live streams ago when somebody asked me about Leah. Do you think Leah's going to be a regular, or do you think Maze is going to be a regular? I think it was about Maze, actually, that they were like, do you think Maze is going to be one of those characters that sticks around? And I was like, well, remember that guy that was on the show and he was an older actor and I couldn't remember his name. And then people told me it was C. Thomas Howell. I was like, oh, thank you, right? C. Thomas Howell. And then bing, bada, boom, he's got a picture right by the windmill. And then he did an interview and he was like, yeah, I'm filming this stuff now. It's The Walking Dead. I'm on The Walking Dead. So he's filming if they're filming in order, season 11, episode 1. So he's a character that I think could die off because I don't know what the story's going to be with that character. He was a very minor character in season 9. I think he did the episode because he was friends with Michael Cutlass and he directed that episode that he was in. So I think that's what brought him on. But you're getting Robert Patrick and C. Thomas Howell and all these big actors to be on The Walking Dead. I want to bring up a good question too. Like my wife and I, we watched a movie. I forget what it's called now. But it's a movie that came out on like demand, one of those like straight to video things that it's with, man, I'm blanking on the name. Who's the guy, man, every time, the past couple live streams I've done this. Who's the guy that's in Boondock Saints with Norman Reedus? Because he's in that movie that I watched. And I'm like, why is he not on The Walking Dead at all? As a cameo, as a small role on something there too, if he's got to be best buddies, but good buddies, friends with Norman Reedus. And I'm like, why is he not on there, right? I'm like, man, Sean Patrick Flannery, thank you. And he's in a movie about jiu-jitsu and like ultimate fighting kind of thing. And it's a decent movie. I think he wrote it, he produced it, he stars in it. He's like a big part of that movie, and he made it. And I forget the movie that it's called. But it's a decent movie, and I don't know too many things that Sean Patrick Flannery is in. I know him from Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2 and that movie and a bunch of other things that he's in, but I don't know if he's ever going to be on the show. I would love for him to be on the spinoff with Norman and Melissa, but I don't know what it's going to be for that because I know they're buddies from the Boondock Saints, and I don't think they're ever going to make a third one, which the first 2 movies are really good. But I was like, man, well, he's the type of actor that I think should be on there too. So, but I just want to get that head on. I like to be transparent with things. And, the other thing too is that I don't like talking about other YouTube channels when it's necessary. Like I'm not trashing any other channels, but when someone posts a thumbnail with a helicopter that's not in the trailer, but it's in their thumbnail, I'm going to be like, that's not actually there. Like, why did they put that there? To draw people in, to have all this in there, and then they take it out. It's one of those things where like, oh, actually, it's not supposed to be there, so then they take it out. And I'm not trying to put this person down, but I'm just calling out on stuff like that, too. And then people are like, well, if you stop bashing other YouTubers, I have over like 3,000 videos, and I think I've done it a handful of times, maybe 10 times, where I talked about other YouTube channels. Talking about confirmed and misleading and clickbait, trickbait, and trying to do all that stuff, right? So it's basically like when you work hard at something and then someone else is there working beside you in the same type of job, but you're doing all this extra work and you feel like you're doing all this stuff, don't you want to feel like, well, actually, I'm doing all this stuff that's there that person is doing, but I'm actually doing this type of job that's, whatever. And it's a matter of principle and whatever when people are trying to mislead them. And YouTube's full of that. YouTube's full of clickbait, trickbait. And it's funny because Do I ever mislead in something? Like the stuff that's in my thumbnails and the titles is in the video. It's not like it's not there, right? It's just crazy, right? So it's not one of those things where I'm just lumped in with all this stuff because it's easy to call stuff clickbait, trickbait, fake news, you're this, you're that. And it's just like, that's the way of the world right now too. Everything gets lumped in because it's easy, because people don't know how to classify stuff on there too. So ultimately, guys, if you know the deal with the channel, you're probably in the live stream right now. And so it's one of those things where it's just like frustrating because it's just one of those things. If you work hard, you keep doing what you're doing. I just got to keep it rolling on there too. So sorry, Jan says, slowly, Brian, I'm French. Sorry. Like I said, I'm from New Jersey. I'm from the Northeast. And so we talk fast, we talk loud, we talk, bing, bada, boom, talk with our hands, I'm half Italian, so it's like, stuff like that. But it's just when you get fired up about stuff, and it's funny because when people hide behind the computers, they say all this stuff that they probably would not ever say to someone's face because you have anonymity, you have the safety of being thousands of miles away from someone on there too. And, I'm not trying to, have the hate and everything like there. I'm trying to build positivity, inspire, motivate, educate, have fun with it. And that's what it's all about. So ultimately, guys, I just got to, I was like, you know what? I'm going to save stuff. I was going to make a video about it. I was like, I'm going to have to live stream today. Let's just talk about it on there too. So I'm going to continue with my daily videos. I was thinking about doing weekly videos, like having a weekly wrap up, a weekly thing. So if the people who like weekly videos, they can go watch the weekly roundup or the weekly, recap thing. So just go watch that. But if I'm going to recap all the things, that could be a 15-minute long video. So I don't know. I mean, I'm probably going to do a little bit here, a little bit there, but The Walking Dead coming back. The Walking Dead comes back in 2 weeks for on AMC. But next week you can watch it if you have AMC Plus. And I believe there's a Talking Dead preview special on next Sunday as well. I don't know if it's 8 o'clock to 9. I have to check when it gets closer, but hopefully AMC and all the different avenues will do that too. So Lincoln K says, Q&A, Bri. Oh, I lost connection. My internet went down, but I think we should be coming back, hopefully. Sorry, it was a little technical difficulties there. But Lincoln says, Q&A, Bri, who do you think your PT peeps care about? You and the awesome content, or the dumb haters needing attention? Well, yeah, that's true, Lincoln. That's true. I mean, we care about each other. We care about, everybody that matters in here. But, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I'm a human being. I like to be transparent. I like to tell you how things really are. I tell you things, what's going on, and, doing stuff here. And, I can easily skirt around it, or I can easily cause a beef between the other YouTube channels. I can make stuff and call people out and do all this other stuff too, but I'm not that YouTuber. I'm not that person on there too. One, I got other things going on in my life. I got other stuff doing on there too, and I want to be positive with it. I just want people to not be misled. How many times do you click on something, on an article or a link or something, and you're like expecting to go see something and it's not there? It's frustrating, right? So I don't know. But ultimately, guys, we're here for the community and the family and to put out good stuff. But again, I'm here as a human being too. And when stuff bothers me, I got to say it on there as well for it. And, I just got to let things go. And, I just don't like negativity things in my life. But then it brings out negative. The negative brings out the negative. But then the positive's got to overrule that. So at the end of the day, I got to practice what I preach and, care about the people that care about me too. And, do what we do. But Jonathan Wilder, who do you think Negan is talking to in the Here's Negan trailer? Great question. Thank you, Jonathan, for asking that. Let me see, Wilson. Do you think Ezekiel will end up taking Rick's story arc with the Commonwealth? I think so, Wilson. I think that's what I asked earlier. I answered that earlier. I do think Ezekiel is going to take big parts of that. It may go to several people, like certain story has been broken up over there too. I think Ezekiel will take a lot of the Rick story at the Commonwealth. But let's talk about Negan and the Here's Negan trailer. So he's talking about, you see him at the fire, and he's like, he's talking about, last time we talked about this, you told me that I talk too much. But bad things, terrible things are going to happen when I stop talking. right? Too. So I personally think he's talking to one of the saviors or the head savior guy when he's about to take over. Some people think he's talking to himself, like old Negan's talking to future Negan, or present day Negan's talking to old Negan. But it's clear that you could see when it's like the dialogue and it's the narration, he's talking. But then you see him talking in person in the restaurant or the bar with the sweatshirt and the jacket, and that he picks up Lucille and he points it at someone. So is it being that, inside his mind, retrospective psychological thing where he's talking to himself and he points to himself? Present day Negan is pointing, or like old Negan, is pointing to present day Negan. I don't know. Like I personally think he's talking to the savior and he's going to take him out and take over the saviors. And then, we'll see some of that a little bit, hopefully. Like I really hope we do see Negan, Lucille take over, the part of it, where he was kind of a wuss, a beaten down man, cheated on his wife. Lucille gets sick. He takes over being a better person. Lucille gets sick and needs his care. He can't really take out walkers initially, but then his wife saves him, and then he gets probably captured by the saviors, probably beaten up a little bit. And I think that he is going to find out that the saviors aren't good people. They don't value people. They just value taking things. People aren't a resource, but then he realized that they are a resource and that he needs to help people because, that's what the world's about, is taking care of people, helping people, and people working together. And so I think that's what it is. But, he could be talking to Carol. He could be talking, he's probably going to be with Carol, and he talks the story about that because we know that Carol and Negan go to Leah's cabin, probably get away from Maggie and all that situation for it. So he could be starting off to talk to Carol, and then the initial story is him talking to Carol. So that's what the dialogue is, him talking to Carol. And then it's going to transition to 12 years earlier, Lucille, that, and everything there too. So I think it's going to be a bunch of different things, who he's actually talking to, but then it's going to be, talking to Carol, himself, and, we'll see where it goes from there. But I just hope Negan sticks around, and I think he will too. So let me see what you got here. Rocket Man Jeff, hey man, just wanted to ask you, do you think Negan and Daryl will ever get over their bad relationship, and will we get a princess backstory? I don't know about the princess backstory. I hope so. That would be very entertaining to see her backstory, where she was, this and that. That could be a Tales of the Walking Dead story type of thing. I don't know if we're going to get a Negan-Daryl like buddy-buddy thing. Like, I don't want that. I think that Daryl-Negan coexisting is going to be Negan and Rick. That's just going to be from the comic, where they kind of agree to disagree. Negan saves Daryl, but he already did against the Whispers. He may save him against the Walkers. And so I think that's what it's going to end up being. I don't think, and I don't want to see them like, yeah, Negan, Daryl, bust buddies, do-do-do. They're going to be like cop, like a buddy cop show. Or like, yeah, this is great, So, and I don't want Negan and Maggie. I want that tension to kind of be there for it too. And maybe Negan saves Herschel, and Negan does things to be like, see, look, he's not a terrible guy anymore, even though he killed her husband. I mean, how could you ever be okay with that? And it was a decision by Negan to do that. It wasn't like Negan had to do that or else. He had a lineup. It was, it was this whole big spectacle. He put on a show. He took out Abraham, and then Daryl did this, and then he took out, Glenn, and he didn't have to take out Glenn. He could have taken out Daryl, but we know that Daryl's got the plot armor, so that bat would have just bounced off like, boom, what the? It would have been fine, right? So, but it's a bunch of different things down the road, and I just hope season 11 is interesting, and I think it will be really great too. Milton says, do you think we will have adaptation of Negan Lives in the final season or Tales of the Walking Dead? I hope that's a whole separate thing. I hope Negan has a whole separate thing going after that. If they transition it to Tales of the Walking Dead, that's fine, but I would love for that to be a thing for it, for sure. But I just hope that it's like interesting because The Walking Dead is ending with season 11. But that's 24 episodes. It's a season and a half. So it's extended. And then we're going to have the Carol and Daryl show, the Rick movies. Stuff is going to be around for years still. It's not like, so if they put up the first third or even the first half of season 11 of The Walking Dead, then it ends in 2022 in the spring. But I think if they're going to drag it out to the fall, I personally think that. I think they want to drag it out, stretch it out, draw that last 8 episodes in there, right? So, excuse me. But we still have to see what's up with Michonne. And I'm going to say it again and again. It's interesting that they decided to spill the beans about the Carol and Daryl spinoff when they didn't have to at all. There was no need for them to tell us that, right? Maybe they're staying ahead of all the questions because people ask all these questions. What's going to happen with Daryl and Carol? Is Daryl going to be the last man standing? Obviously he is, because Daryl's the guy. He's the guy. Carol, she's just as important to the show as Daryl. Maggie's back. People like that. People don't. But I'm fine with it. Negan, very important for the show. And I don't know who we can get rid of on the show that is going to help the show. Like, what death on the show is going to help the show? Now, if it's the last couple episodes, it's fine, right? Who cares? They're going to get rid of them. It's going to be on the way out. But I just don't know what the end game is. Is it really time jump, older Judith, married Judith with her, husband? Is it Herschel? Is it Herschel and Judith together and they have a son or daughter and it's the story being told and then there's a walker? Is it just end the same way the comics? But the movies are going to complicate things. The Civic Republic's going to complicate things. The spin-offs, the shows, the world beyond, what's going to happen there. The Fear the Walking Dead. Again, what's going to happen with Fear the Walking Dead? How is Fear the Walking Dead going to go on after The Walking Dead? What's the end game for Fear the Walking Dead? They all just leave Texas and come back to Virginia? Do they get taken by Civic Republic? I don't know, too. So a lot of people think Father Gabriel could go. That makes sense. I thought he could die in season 10, episode 16. But we know that he's going to be connected with Aaron in the 6 extra episodes. Is it 1 episode together, 2 episodes? We're not sure. But I don't think someone's going to die in the 6 extra episodes. It's like the filler stuff. It's like the bridge gap to the final season. Let's save a lot of that good stuff for the final season. It seems like the 6 extra episodes are a lot more of backstory than, current story. Because we're going to have the Negan backstory, the Maggie backstory, the Daryl backstory. We'll see the Commonwealth, but that's setting up season 11. So, that's 4 of the 6 episodes right there that we're going to see too. So I would be remiss if I hadn't talked about the Super Bowl. That was last Sunday. So hopefully you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I'm rocking my University of Tampa hat. One, because it's red and it's, Valentine's Day. I went to the University of Tampa. That's my alma mater for college, my undergrad, UT Spartans. And if you watched the boat parade, because the Buccaneers won the Super Bowl, I know a lot of Chiefs fans are in here, and, I'm not trying to dog anybody in there too, but I'm kind of glad the Bucs won because I didn't go to the boat parade. It's kind of cool that they had a boat parade, but the boat parade, if you saw it on TV, that water there that a lot of the footage was taken in is called the Hillsborough River. And the Hillsborough River is here. You have downtown Tampa, which is the big round building and a bunch of stuff there and there too. And across the river is the University of Tampa, is my college. So you can just look across the river, and it was awesome to see my University of Tampa, the campus. Anytime you see a shot of downtown Tampa and you see a building with minarets, like a Russian style with half moons and stuff on there too, and the campus that's right downtown, that's the University of Tampa. It's an old Russian hotel that was converted into a university, and Babe Ruth's longest home run was hit there. And, it was Yankees spring training is in Tampa, and it's just, it was Legends Field. Now it's Steinbrenner Field. And, I love Tampa Bay. It's one of my biggest things too. But, I thought it was pretty cool. I told my dad, I show my dad a picture of Tom Brady throwing the Lombardi trophy. It was crazy, reckless, stupid, and epic all in the same thing, where he threw the trophy to Gronk and Brait and a couple other people on the boat, but they caught it and everything was okay. It didn't fall in the water and all those things. I was like, it's crazy, right? So I got to say, that. But the Chiefs, I felt bad for Patrick Mahomes because he was running for his life. They say that he ran for 497 yards before throwing the ball. So he was running away from the Buccaneers pass rush so much, right? So it was crazy. And he had turf toe, which is very painful. It's basically when your big toe gets extended backwards, hyperextended backwards, and then the joint right here is really loose and it's got to be stabilized. So I think Mahomes is going to have to like smaller surgery, and I think Tom Brady had a knee surgery cleanup, probably for the meniscus and a little of the joint. He's a 43-year-old knee, so it's got to be some wear and tear and arthritis in there too. So I don't know if it's the same knee that he tore his ACL in or not, but he should be good to go. Both players should be good to go for next year. So I thought that was pretty good Super Bowl. If you're a Patriots fan, you're probably rooting for Tom Brady. And I've seen a lot of people that are Patriots fans. They're like, I got to root for Tom Brady. That's my boy. So we still won again. Tommy B. Got to win. So, but Patrick Mahomes, I felt bad for. He was trying to do everything to stay alive back there and get them in the game. When he's throwing that pass where he like jumped and on the side and threw it, hit the guy right in the face mask. You're like, oh man, what else could you do? You put it right on him. So, but interesting stuff. So I just had to talk about that. And that was last Sunday. And if you read my book series, Fight for Us, I picture when I'm writing it, downtown Tampa and University of Tampa is actually mentioned in the book, and being around there and going this, and part of the stuff is that in the story is around stadiums and stuff and the beach and there too. So it's just one of those things where it's in the book series as well. So I started writing the 14th book, which is called Revenge. I'm one chapter down, 17 to go. And but I was doing house stuff and this, and lost the connection again. So technical difficulties. I don't know. I think we're coming back though. I think we should be good. Hopefully it's just a quick delay when it does that. I don't know what's going on with that, but we should be okay. And then playing Fortnite and doing stuff there, writing and house stuff. And I've been working on my I Heart Sonoy signs. I have a couple different things. I actually bought some wood carving kit, so it'll help me with the stuff for it. That'll help me design them better. And I also bought a wood burning kit that I should be able to burn some different logos and stuff into the wood there too, because I think that would be pretty cool. So I think that hopefully we're back with the video. I know it was the technical difficulties with the drop, but so I Heart Sonoy sign should be coming out pretty soon for it. We're trying to get some together and then shipping and everything, get the prices for it. So it'll help come back to the channel. And it's, if you know Sonoy, it's where they film The Walking Dead. So pretty fun stuff too. So Militan's asking some great questions, but he always does. Who do you think would win, Proctor John or Ginny? Well, if it's Proctor John versus Ginny 1v1, I would go Proctor John. But I don't know Proctor John's, how many proctors were there, how many people he had. So basically his motorcycle club, how many gangs he had on there as well. But if Ginny had a lot of people, then usually favors the people with guns and, just, amount of people in your group typically. So I don't know. I would love to see that. I just don't know what Fear the Walking Dead's going to do, if he's ever going to come back or whatever. And I think it was Exum's girl that sent me a message saying that the actor who played Walker on Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 is on another show, I think it was. Or was it a movie or show? I'm not sure. But I know that other people are doing other things. So I just hope that we can get some good semblance of answers with Fear the Walking Dead, where it's going. But, I'm excited for the back half of Season 6. But Walking Dead World Beyond has started filming. That started filming this past week as well. Season 2 is underway, filming in Virginia. They're filming in Virginia for Season 2, just like they filmed the first season. Texas is where they filmed Fear the Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead, and The Walking Dead films in Georgia, in Sonoy and Atlanta and around town there too. So X Girl says the remake of Firestarter. It's a movie. It's a movie. My wife and I just watched The Banker last night on Apple TV, and that is a good, inspired by true events story. It stars Anthony Mackie, Samuel Jackson, Nicholas Hoult, who's Beast, Falcon and Nick Fury, basically, too. So Darth Xenon03 says, morning, PT. Morning. It's the afternoon here, bro. But morning, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. In case I don't see it, right? So, yeah, man, I'll give you a follow for sure. I don't mind following people. You know, I can do follow for follow or sub for sub or whatever on there too. You know, I don't mind, supporting other people. That's what it's all about. You know, I'm not one of those people that like people need to come to my channel and subscribe to me. If you want me to subscribe to your channel, I'll subscribe. If you want me to follow you on Instagram, I'll give you a follow. I got no problem doing it. I support people that support me, and I'm about supporting it too. So, Lynn says, I just got Apple TV. So my wife has an iPhone. So she had Apple TV for like a year of free Apple TV. And we didn't use it forever. Like my wife had to check when it was, and it expires in March. And we didn't watch it. We watched, Disney Plus and Amazon and all this stuff, right? So we recently, I'm like, oh man, we gotta watch this stuff because my wife loves Justin Timberlake. She's a huge Justin Timberlake fan, and I like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and all that stuff too. And Britney Spears. I grew up with them in the '90s on there too, right? And if you haven't watched the Britney Spears, Framing Britney Spears, I think it's called. It's on Hulu. I watched. I don't know where it actually was, but we watched it on Hulu. And they talk about Britney and the conservatorship and how she was basically harassed by the paparazzi. And it's a terrible story for Britney, and I feel bad for her. But Justin came out where, he was talking about this and all the stuff in the 90s and came out with a recent thing with that he, I don't know. It's a tricky situation, but he recently apologized to Britney. And so we watched that. But my wife loves Justin Timberlake. And so there's a movie on Apple TV called Palmer. And that's Justin Timberlake's character. It's a good movie. It's definitely a thing where if you watch Palmer, and hopefully you do, or just check out the trailer, the little kid that's in the movie Palmer, all I could think of is Corey Feldman. And I was like, that's a young Corey Feldman from Goonies. That's all I could see from Stand By Me with the glasses. I'm like, that's Corey from Stand By Me, right? And I know it's a different actor and different story and all that too, but that's all I kept seeing, right? So we watched that. We watched The Banker, 2 good movies, and then we watched the series Defending Jacob. And I don't want to give anything away if you're going to watch it or the other two, but Defending Jacob is a good series. It's a book that's turned into a series. And it's definitely something I recommend. It stars Chris Evans, which he does a great job. The story is interesting. It draws you in, like, what's happening here? What do you believe? What do you not believe? I don't know if there's going to be a season 2 or not. So pretty cool stuff. Red Light Gaming just says, perfect opportunity. Why do you call yourself One Eyebrow? Well, it's one, the letter I, and BRI. But a subscriber way back when, I wish I knew who it was, and I'm not sure who it was, but way back when gave me the nickname One Eyebrow from season 4 of The Walking Dead. Brian, One Eyebrow. You don't know if you're winking or blinking. That's why I'm thinking. That's why my intro says, you don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking because of the line from Mitch to Philip, who changed his name to Brian. That's, that was what it was all about. So, and someone gave me the nickname, so I kept it and I changed it because it's not like the eyeball because I have both eyes. Jeannie loves to call me I have 4 eyes because I wear glasses, but I have both eyes and they work fine. And so I changed it to the letter I because it's Bry. I don't spell my name with a Y. I spell it with an I. And that's the long answer of it, but that's the thing. So that's the answer, and that's what it is too. And I think it's a cool name. That's my name on Epic. My account on Fortnite and Rocket League is 1-I-BRI. So that's what I always say too when I'm in therapist. So Robert says, "How about 4 eyebrow?" Well, yeah, but that doesn't connect with the The Walking Dead with One Eyebrow too. So, but if you watch Apple TV, definitely go check those things out. What else do we watch? Nothing really. We watch WandaVision on Fridays because it comes out on Fridays. that show is definitely getting better. It's getting towards the end of the first season. I don't know if we're getting a second season or what it is, but it might be a one and done that connects with the movies. And so it connects with a bunch of things for the Marvel Cinematic Universe with like the Doctor Strange second movie. So we'll see where it goes too. So Lincoln K says, Q&A, what's your next big project? Next big project. I don't know, Lincoln. Next big project is probably working on the book series, but I don't know if that's a project. That's kind of just what I do. Working on YouTube, working on the book, stuff around the house. Like I have to trim a couple trees in the backyard. I got to take care of the front yard, which is way, it needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of tender love and care, some TLC there. Probably just that, doing some stuff like that where I can take care of stuff a little bit better. My friend's wedding is in September, so we got to just hunker down, stay away from people, get the vaccine whenever we can get it, and then travel. And then, I don't know, I think Xmas Girl brought it up last live stream or 2 live streams ago. If I'm going to go to Georgia this year for the final season of filming. I brought it up to my wife, and she's like, I would love to go to Georgia. And so we might go in October. My friend gets married in September. I'm going to talk to my dad to see if he's okay with traveling because he got the first injection. He's got to get the next injection next month. So we'll see what happens with that because I would love to go to there one more time while The Walking Dead is still doing what it's doing. To see the windmill, to see Alexandria, see how it does before they take that down. Because once The Walking Dead is done filming, they're going to remove the walls and they're going to remove all that stuff. And, if they do that and you can just drive through Alexandria, like, man, I gotta drive through there. But I would assume they're going to leave up some security or something because you know how many people are going to go there and try to walk around the houses of that? It can get out of hand. And, we'll see how it goes too. So, Lindsay Robb asks, Q&A, Bri, do you have an end game for Fight For Us? Have you planned out how it will end, or have you not, if you're not there yet? I have a general idea. I want to write the Fight For Us. I want it to be 20 books. So Revenge is going to be book 14. So I got 14, 15, 16, all the way to 20. And then I want to see what I want to do with the story after that. Time jump. Continuation of the story, spin-offs of the story, because I love the idea of The Walking Dead, and it kind of got me into this book series more than anything, is that The Walking Dead is the story of the survivors. What happens next? What happens next? What happens next? What are you going to do with a lot of these things when you get to the end of the story in the movies, like when the people get to the island or get on a boat, and then what happens next? And I love that idea of it. But I do like the idea of there being closure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Well, maybe this is the first act. Maybe it's the second act. Maybe the book series, the first 10 books are the first act. And then the second act is that. And maybe the third act is this. And then the prequel is, I don't know exactly how I'm going to wrap it up exactly. But I would assume that if people survive, most likely when people survive, who survives is going to play a big factor in spin-offs or the second series or how it's going to go for different things. But yeah, I have an idea of what it is, and the story is definitely developing into the future. And I want to paint a bigger picture of the future of society in 2025 because that's what it is. That's the story takes place in 2025. In Tampa, Florida, and parts of the United States. And, we got to talk about the rest of the world and different parts of there and the Caribbean and stuff too. So, I just want to be there for there. But, I've had thoughts about how it should end. Xmas Girl Q&A, do you think Stephanie is at the rail yard? Will we meet her in the 6 extra episodes or season 11? I think Stephanie is not there. I think we will meet her in season 11 in probably the first or second episode. I think we're going to meet Lance and the Commonwealth soldiers. That's all we're going to meet in the 6 extra episodes. We're probably going to meet Mercer, Stephanie, Commonwealth soldiers, Lance, maybe Pamela Milton, Sebastian Milton in the first half, the first third if we go 8-8-8 or 12-12. the first third or half of the season 11, we'll meet them right away, because that's got to build up these characters for it and see where it goes with Mercer and Princess and the Miltons and Ezekiel and Stephanie and Eugene, and them going back to Alexandria after being there. And, because our group doesn't know if Eugene and them are safe, because they need to be safe. That's it builds for the story. But if they were killed by the Commonwealth soldiers and Lance and them, then there's no progression of the Commonwealth story. So they're going to have to go to the Commonwealth, meet them, do all this, then go back and then get people there and then see where it goes. And it'd be interesting to see if Maggie knew them, if the Commonwealth is connected with Margie, if she's connected with, the Civic Republic, if they're connected with a bunch of people there too. So I don't know if it's going to be some sort of thing that's just like the comic, or if it's going to be different as well too. BJ Logan 007 says, you ever watch Snowfall? You remind me of Reed. I don't know if that's good or bad, because I've never seen Snowfall. I believe Snowfall is a show on FX, but I've not seen that. And if it's LOL, I don't think that's a good thing if I remind you of that guy. So I don't know. So we'll see how things connect down the road with it. I'm not sure, but it's definitely something that I kind of want everything to come together. The epic battle of the Civic Republic versus the Commonwealth. It's just, I don't know. I just want things to be wrapped together too. So Lindsay says, awesome, Bri. I've enjoyed not only reading this developing story of Fight for Us, but also love seeing you develop as a writer and storyteller. Glad there are many more in the future. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that, because I kind of learn, hard knocks or whatever, trial by fire and learning by doing things. And the first book of Fight for Us, the beginning, is not nearly as good as Reckoning. The transition of writing just shows you that you get better by doing something. Writing, drawing, dancing, speaking, whatever it is. Your job, driving, riding a bike, lifting weights. You just improve by doing things over and 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 over again. That's why people are really good at doing something, playing a sport, because they've been doing it since they were 3, 4, 5 years old, and now they're 25 years old, so they've been doing a sport for 20 years. You should be doing much better. If you put 10, imagine if you put 2, 5, 10 years into something, whether it's woodworking, glass blowing, drawing, writing, dancing, speaking, working out, yoga, whatever it is, you'll be greatly better at it too. And I'm glad Lindsay appreciates and sees that. I know some people are like, the first book is dumb, the first book is terrible, the first book is crappy writing. And I went in there and changed it and edited it, and fixed it. But it's just better over time. And, hopefully people are getting rewarded by reading it. And I do think that The Walking Dead needs to be rewarding for all the stuff we've been there too, right? So all the shows, they love to have the final season or the final episode of the final season or the final episodes or a couple things be kind of like clip shows and recap where everything's been. Remember that when, Glenn, Rick, Abraham, the tank, Walkers, the Quarry, Shane, Lori, Carl, this, that, Alexandria, Camp, Jim, all these things, like boom, 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 boom. But Rick's not there. Michonne's not there. Carol and Daryl are the only first people, are the only regulars now from the first season. Morgan's on Fear the Walking Dead. Maggie came in season 2. Herschel's gone. Beth's gone. This one's gone. That one's gone. We came in character. This one's gone. Michonne came in, season 3. She's gone on the show. Andrea's gone. We've lost so many characters, but they've come a long way. A lot of these characters that are part of the show now came in season 4, season 5. They came in later on parts of the show. And that's good, but how are they going to wrap things up? I don't want to see like where they've been, where they are, where they're going to, because it's like, we kind of know all this. We want to have some sort of rewarding thing with stuff that's been building and building and building. We need to have these plot holes filled in. We need answers. We don't need any more plot holes. We need stuff. Jeannie says Judith was in season 1. Yeah, that's true. Judith was there. So Judith Judith, technically we'll go with Judith was born in season 3. So, but yes, Judith was still around. So in one way, shape, or form, she was there. But she could be. I do want to see where it's going. Are we going to build for the future of the zombie apocalypse? Because eventually all the walkers are going to die off, right? Then what happens? Society is reborn. We know about walkers. So if someone dies, you stop them from becoming a walker. If everybody's infected, is there a cure? Probably not. Is there going to be some sort of way for the semblance of the future of Judith, RJ, Herschel, Gracie, whatever the other kids would be? Don't know if we're going to see certain characters that went away. Heath, Winnie, are characters ever going to come back around, or was that kind of done for the show and that's it? What's going to be, where it goes too. So, yeah, BJ Logan says, Judith is supposed to be the focus in season 11, rumor has it. Yeah, I saw that rumor, and I was going to make a video, but again, life has been all over the place, and then I got into all these things where you post too many videos, but if I post a video about Judith being the future of the show and the focus of season 11, is that a crappy, low-quality video if it's my second or third video? No, it's a great video topic that just happens to be my second or third video. It's again, if other channels can't do it or they choose not to do it, that's on them. If they choose to do it, that's there. What makes it better? Why is something that a channel does, if they don't make a video for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, why is that better than if I make daily videos? It's a matter of preference, perspective. They could spend 5, 6, 7 days. Maybe they don't have the content. Maybe they're working on stuff to put it all together in a video. I don't know. But when I share a trailer with you, I think that's pretty good, right? So ultimately, Judith, I think, is going to be a focus of season 11 because I think Judith has to connect with the Judith spinoff, with the Rick movies, because if Rick does not be reunited with Judith, Michonne, and Daryl, what's going on with that? Like, how is that not a thing, right? So I don't know, but I saw that again too, and I'm going to be working on those videos again. So I already have 2 videos ready to go. I'm going to give you my review, of Greenland that I was going to post, but then I had the trailer video, so I posted that. And then talking about the director of if it's the first episode or not, that it's not Greg Nicotero. And is that a big deal or not? We're going to share that information with you in a video. So I have 2 videos ready to go. And then I got to make the Judith one. I got to make the Xmas Girl one about Negan, Lucille, Carol, that whole video, that food for thought, and the fun discussion videos too, right? So the other thing is, these are discussion videos. If I want to talk about and discuss stuff in videos, people like topics. Maybe they agree, maybe they disagree. Maybe they think it's a fun topic that they want to enjoy talking about, right? So I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. Daily videos, and I might add a weekly recap video. So it'll be the best of daily videos plus a recap video for people. But that's like extra work for people that, are probably just going to hate and be regardless of what it is there too, right? So it's interesting too. So Ed says, do you ever go back after the live feed and read all the comments? No, Ed, I'll be honest with you. When I end the live stream, I turn off the webcam and everything in there too. Then I go into the laundry room and I start laundry because I start with the colors and then we do with the whites. And then by that time, my wife comes back and I help her with bringing in stuff, the groceries and stuff, because she tries to get stuff done for the hour. I asked her if she ever wanted to be on the live stream, and she said maybe down the road she would like to be on there, whatever. But this is a good time for her to go shopping or go to the store or do errands, like she had to go to the bank, and then she'll go to Publix, and then she'll come back. And when she goes there, she has to get like turkey from the cold cut line, and that line is either the cold cut line or the deli meat section, whatever you call it, is either really packed or really empty. And if it's empty, the registers are packed. If the cold cut line is packed, the registers are empty. Saw that correlation that she's told me that it's either one or the other. You can't win on there too. So, but Yeah, so I don't ever go back and read the things, the comments. I just go do laundry. I've already vacuumed this stuff around the house, and then we'll start the laundry, and then my wife and I will have lunch, and then I don't know. I might go play some Fortnite or some Rocket League, and then I've been working on the Sonoy signs, and then probably do some stuff like that, and then before you know it, I gotta take care of the cats and take out the trash and everything there, and then have dinner, and then we'll probably watch a movie or a show or something, and then we're watching a couple different shows right now. We're still watching Raising Hope on Hulu, which is great. We try to watch like an episode a day, and then there's another show I saw it on Netflix. I can't remember the title, but it was like a futuristic couple part episode where I was like, that's kind of cool. I want to see, the future of stuff, because I like futuristic stuff, because I just like technology, where it's going, where there's things with like, I'm on PlayStation. I play on a PlayStation 4. I didn't venture out and get a PS5. I got rocking the old school PS4 for sure. But I'll probably do some stuff around the house too, and just, I broke my pole saw. The thing broke when I was cutting one of the branches, so I contacted the company because it was only like a month old. And so they said they'll send another one out because literally the thing broke off. And so they're just waiting for that. And there's no mail on Monday because of President's Day, so I still haven't got it yet. And it's coming from Tennessee, so got to wait for that this week so I can still do stuff like that. So we're rocking and rolling. It's about to be rain. It's got to be raining here, and hopefully my wife does not get caught in the rain. It tends to happen to her when she goes shopping at Publix too. So, Hard Nixie says, Raising Hope is so much fun. Saddens me with Cloris Leachman is gone. Yeah, I love Cloris Leachman's character in Raising Hope, and I also love her character in The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I don't want to give away if you have never seen that movie. It's pretty funny. And Cloris Leachman, I didn't know, was a longtime actor for, forever. Like, not forever, but for a super long time, that she's been in so many things too. So, and also C. Thomas Howell, a lot of people know him from at The Outsiders as Ponyboy. And I looked up his IMDb because I think he said he's like 54 years old. And I think he's been acting since he was like 4 or 5 years old and stuff. And he's been acting for like 50 years. And I looked it up, and he's actually one of the people in E.T. He's one of the bike riders, and he's in, a couple different movies. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So, DG says Space Sweepers, the movie on Netflix, is supposed to be a solid watch. So Space Sweepers. Milton asks, it just jumped on me about Sebastian Milton, I think. Do you think Sebastian Milton will be better written than in the comics? I hope so. Maybe not. He's supposed to be an annoying brat. He could be like the Jared of, the Savior Jared. I think that he's going to be that type of character. He's going to be a character that we all hate. He's going to be like the annoying people at Alexandria. And I just feel like the Commonwealth is going to be a better Alexandria, but with the same type of people, the same pretentious, hoity-toity people, but there's going to be tiers of people, of laborers and the upscale, rich, hoity-toity people that, the upper class, middle class, lower class kind of classification system at the Commonwealth. And I think we're going to see Sebastian Milton as a little punk because he's supposed to be. But I just hope he's a little bit better because he was pretty terrible, that's for sure. So, Xmas Girl asks about the winter storm. So definitely be careful out there, guys. I know that I live in Florida right now, and it's hot. Like, I have shorts and a T-shirt on, and I'm sorry. Some people are like, rub it in, will you? No, I'm just kidding. But I actually do. But it's one of those things where be careful out there. Winter storms. I know my dad's in Jersey, so he's got the winter storms and the snow, and he loves to tell me about the snow. Like, yeah, we're getting more snow today, or we're getting the snow. And I'm like, yeah, well, you chose to live in Jersey still, so have fun with the snow. It is wintertime, but be careful out there. Be safe out there, especially with COVID and everything for sure. I know my guy Ed asked about who should play Sebastian. I don't know. I don't know. I like the idea of having like lesser known, no name characters or actors, because like Mercer, if that's that Michael Shaw guy, that he looks really good. Kari Payton, he's a good Ezekiel. Didn't know who he was before that. Janai Guerrera, she's a great Michonne. Didn't know who she was. A lot of these actors, we didn't really know who they were, and I think they've done really good with the castings for sure too. So, also guys, if you play the Last of Us video game, they're making an HBO show that's not sure when it's going to come out. They cast Joel and Ellie, Bella Ramsey, who's I think a good casting because she's got that age and she kind of looks like Ellie. I think it's a good casting, and also Pedro Pascal is going to be Joel. So I see Joel as like a Texas boy, kind of like some southern good old boy from Texas, I think. That's why I just picture Joel, right? I don't know if it's Texas or where it is, but I just feel like he's got that southern drawl and this and that, and I just hope Pedro can do that, because Pedro he's a good actor on Game of Thrones and Mandalorian and the Kingsman, and he's been in a bunch of different things, and he can pull it off, I think, too. So I'm really excited for that, The Last of Us video games, and I think that's one of those pretty cool stuff too. So, yeah, Florida is that, but you're becoming one of the more of those snowbirds, that's for sure. So, but yeah, Edward, that the Mandalorian is playing Joel, that's for sure. Pedro is the Mandalorian, and I'm excited for that too, guys. So, thank you guys for. Rob Richard says yes, it's snowing in North Texas. It's kind of snowing everywhere except Florida. Like everyone's being impacted by the winter weather, except Florida on there too, guys. But thank you guys. I'm going to end it there. But be safe out there. And remember, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can do big things. It just takes time. Start now. Start there. Keep working hard. Take breaks. You don't have to completely give up. You can take a break and come back to it. Stop. Take a break. Gather your thoughts. Do that too. People ask me all the time about writing. I just say write. Write. Get it out there. Get it on paper. Get it in text. Get it on your Word document, whatever you use, and then just edit it. Edit, cut it out. Stuff that doesn't make sense, edit out. But just get it flowing, get it going, and when you get in the mindset, just keep it going, guys. But be safe out there. Be safe and sound. COVID's still a problem. Just be where you're at. We'll get through it. 2021, we're getting there, guys. 2 weeks away from the return of the Walking Dead. Be safe. I'll see you next week.